India is set to eliminate Chinese origin components from any and all defense products. The Ministry of Defense is prepared to review military equipment to identify any Chinese component that are used in it so that they can be replaced or discarded altogether. Although after the Galwan Valley clashes between Indian and Chinese soldiers in 2020, the Indian government decided to ban Chinese products from mobile applications like TikTok, Shein shopping app to electrical machinery and appliances. However, few reports suggest that there might be a handful of companies that are still sourcing Chinese products to be used in defense tech via third country routes. The ministry is planning to designate an external agency that will take responsibility for tracking indigenous content and production, as well as look into supply chain dependencies. Additional Director General of the Army Design Bureau, Major General C.S. Maan, elaborated that the country is focused on reducing foreign dependence in terms of defense production, and China remains a particular priority due to possible security risks. Similarly, the Army is also encouraging domestic companies that are capable of producing critical components to support the Make in India initiative. Earlier, the Indian Army scrapped 3 contracts for 400 drones over Chinese components being used in systems meant to be deployed at the LAC or line of control in Ladakh or Arunachal. An official was quoted saying, "Unfortunately, some Indian companies are using Chinese components and electronics in the drones they are producing for armed forces. This is a major cybersecurity threat with the possibility of data security and operations being compromised." Unquote. He also added, "An adversary can seize control of a drone or soft kill it through jamming. There may be a backdoor in electronics that bypasses security protection measures." Unquote. Since the military standoff with China back in 2020, the country is acquiring a wide range of drones such as nano to mini and even micro drones to kamikaze drones, logistics and armed swans to fighter-sized Male or medium altitude long endurance drones and HALE or the high altitude long endurance unmanned aerial vehicles. China has seen a decline in Indian consumers since the ban was imposed. A local circle survey confirmed that out of all the respondents, 70% of Indian consumers did not purchase any Chinese product in 2020, right after the Galwan Valley clashes. The survey received responses from 281 districts across India. Another survey, however, just a year later, showed that the number had decreased by 27%. Thus, about 43% of the consumers were still not using any Chinese products. The Modi government has so far banned more than 100 odd Chinese-based apps such as TikTok, AliExpress, among others. Currently, India is centering its focus on domestic production of defense tech and manufacturing and is quite actively reviewing the process. John Spencer, a United States military expert and chair of the Urban Warfare Studies at the Modern War Institute, said that India has not only beaten Pakistan during Operation Sindoor with its military arms, but has also defeated China in the technology war. He elaborated, quote, "Operation Sindoor pitted India's indigenously developed weapon systems against Chinese-supplied platforms fielded by Pakistan. What unfolded was not just a retaliation, but the strategic debut of a sovereign arsenal built under the twin doctrines of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat." He also added that India has fought as a sovereign power with domestically developed tools, whereas Pakistan fought as a proxy force dependent on Chinese hardware. Now, back in 2023, Indian military officials made it clear that any equipment or subcomponents from any country that shares a land border with India. Of course, this was aimed at China, since the likes of Pakistan and Bangladesh don't really manufacture any quality military tech of note. India is among the top 5 military spenders in the world and focuses now firmly on domestic production and ending dependence on foreign supply chains. But what do you believe? Can India trust China? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.